All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rain World. Finally doing it. For real this time. Actual, just full attempts of story percent. Spent a lot of time in the past few weeks practicing this run on and off stream. And I still don't think I'm ready. Not exactly. There's still like a handful of rooms where the strategy has been changing a lot very fast. So, you know, I might be using a strategy that I haven't been using the whole time, right? So I haven't had as much time to practice it, but we'll see. I'm debating, actually I should check right now that I have the right mods enabled. I could do like a practice run to start with. I think all of these are set to the right. Yeah. So hello everyone, welcome. I have splits up. They might just be distracting, I don't know. But they're definitely outdated because I haven't actually done runs in a long time and I've improved a lot. So yeah, it's just so I'll just get into this. Now, there's already a new strategy in this room. I had always gone for the fruit on the left side of the room, but it's actually better to do it on the right side, which actually makes sense if you just think about it for 2 seconds. Like, why would you go backwards to get food when you should be moving forward the whole time? There's actually not that many options for food, because you have to eat now, and then you have to eat for next cycle after karma caching. And also the next area where you could get the fruit, there's usually scavengers there. So if you have to eat and there's scavengers there, they might stab you. That's the main problem. And you just have to stand there and eat fruit. That was a little messy, but it was still alright. I assume that if I did that perfectly, then it would be faster, but there were still a few mistakes. Now, it's been a long time since I've karma cached for runs. And this is gonna be common. So like get used to seeing this screen right here, as well as just drainage system in general. There's a decent chance that I spend a very long time in the very start of the run, because that's probably where you're most likely to reset. And of course, every time you do reset, you have to go back here. And I want to clarify a little bit on what my goal is for this stream and future streams too. I want to get a time below 28 minutes. And this is in-game time, so like karma caching messes with the timer. I'm exiting out of game, and like I don't know, there's a few points where the timer is a little inconsistent, so real time is going to be slightly slower than that. It's going to be over 28 minutes, but we use the in-game timer anyway for like actual like leaderboard times, so that's what's most important. Now I need to start focusing. The current world record is 29 minutes and like 26 seconds, I believe. And that's my run. But that's like 3 or more months old. And there's been a lot of new strategies discovered since then. And also that run had like a few mistakes here and there. So below 28 minutes is what I think is possible based on practice runs that I've done. But actually doing it in a real run with karma caching and with creatures in the way, I don't know. We'll see if it's possible. I'll just keep doing attempts until I get it. Well, already made a mistake. How competitive is Rainbow speedrunning these days? Not very. It's very spread out. I think that's like the main factor. If there is any competition, it's within a single category between like 2 or 3 people, and it's over. I'm going to be resetting a lot. Even just something small like that. Within this category, Rivulet the story percent, it actually has gotten a little bit more competitive just recently because someone else has decided to try to run this, and they have also made a lot of optimizations. But, you know, I'm also the one who has the most experience in this category, so I don't know if anyone else is going to try to beat my time. It'd be cool if someone actually did, but also... this is a really hard category. I don't know if many other people want to try it, just because of the barrier of entry. A few other categories have had some activity. Oops, I'm already forgetting. Hunter actually is quite a common run. I've seen a few people running Hunter recently. Snail in the way. Come on. Also, I didn't even start the timer. Rivulet is too fast. I agree. I think Rivulet is too fast. It's funny for me to say. From a game design perspective, Rivulet should be slower. I think that they kind of trivialize most of the game. But I mean, it's kind of fun to be this fast. But I just kind of would assume that for such a fast character with interesting movement tech, that more people would be interested in trying this run. But there's like only a handful of people who've actually done this run. Oh wow, that was a mistake. I tried to pick up the snail and throw it to prevent it from popping, but I ended up picking up the bubble fruit and throwing it at the snail, which made it pop immediately. Makes the game too easy, yeah. I mean, I actually like that. Usually my preference is something that's easy in a way that lets you push yourself, you know? Because if a game is very difficult, you're pretty much forced to use the ideal strategies, you know, follow the meta, and like basically do what you need to do to win. But when a game is easy, you have freedom to do whatever you want, which means that you can challenge yourself. So for Rivulet, you know, the game might be really easy because of how fast you can move, but that just means that you can push the speedrun as far, like, even further than any other character, you know? And it's because of how fast they are, which is caused the run to be, like, so optimized. Just their speed in general, but also a lot of movement tech that they have. Fast pole climbing is impossible. Funny thing, I've actually tried to start practicing fast pole climbing for Riv. It is possible. It might be frame perfect, but I'm somewhat consistent with it. If I really pay attention and focus on getting the timing right, I can do it a few times in a row. But it's like never worth it to actually fast pole climb in the run. Not only because it's risky, because if you mess it up, you jump off the pole. But also, there's just not many times you climb up poles for a long time where you can't do a pole or a wall pounce instead. Yeah, and they already have fast climbing speeds, so you know you still move climb up poles pretty quickly, but you know fast pole climbing would still make it faster. Probably do score runs. I can never understand score runners. Like imagine if a speedrun, whoops, that's a time loss. Imagine if a speedrun was like 9 hours long and you had to never make a mistake once. Actually, that's not true. You can make mistakes, but sometimes some mistakes cause you to restart the whole run. This bingo still a thing. Are you referring to like that event? I'm actually not too familiar with anything that this community did before I started streaming. So like 8 or 9 months ago, I believe that was. But I think that was an event, right? A bunch of people would try to like fill out this bingo card of various Rain World stuff. Kind of like expeditions. I think that score runs sound kind of fun. Basically just like focusing on like killing creatures and stuff and being able to play Hunter. Hunter's actually a pretty fun character. The problem I think is the passages. Some of the passages are just really annoying to get and you have to really know the routes to get them well. And I don't want to learn like a 9-hour route. Actually 9 hours might be generous. It might be even longer than that. Going into negative cycles sounds like a pain. Like there's just like a lot of there's usually like skill requirements. Or there's a better word for that. It's a huge barrier of entry. That's what I meant to say. But I do find Hunter fun to play. For the like tournament that's can happen in like about a month. I'm gonna do a lot of practice for just like playing against creatures like Hunter and Spearmaster. Yeah, apparently sub score runs go into like negative like 5 or like even more than that maybe. Like in the few score runs that I've done, I haven't even gone like into any negatives at all. At most I would go into like cycle 0 just to go to the Void Sea and Ascend. That was annoying. I thought that was a drop wig up there, goodness. What's my highest score? I think it's like over 20k. Oh, that was a spider. The spiders freak me out. Okay, I'm gonna have to focus a little bit on just the movement for a bit. Okay, I don't know why I did a backflip there. Gotta take the risks. So if you're only familiar with the world record speedrun, there's a lot of new movement. A lot of Centiwings in there, just all of them in one room. I didn't pick up an item, unfortunate. Like, these guys aren't a problem. Had a spear, it'd be like safer. Is that an egg bug? Something just fell there. Chaos. Okay, I think I'm just dead here. I don't know where they're going. Want to activate the echo for me? That was like the most chaotic I've ever seen in that room. Sometimes there's like 2 lizards in there, but there's like 3 vultures plus lizards. The rest of that run was pretty good. But actually, that's like the last room that's dangerous at all. Well, that's not true at all. There's a few DLLs that are dangerous in Underhang and inside the rot. Not really. The ones in the rot are pretty easy to avoid. The rest of exterior has DLLs. There's like a few rooms in shaded that might be dangerous, but they usually aren't. And then like Yeah, there's like a handful of creatures here and there that are dangerous, but most of them are concentrated in the very beginning of the run. That's annoying. Actually, remember to get the fruit this time. Oh, hold up. Actually, time is not going to pass in here. There we go. In-game time, or real time is going to be a little bit slower. But, I forgot to put on music. Let me know if this is too loud. Lantern Mouse theme. Some of the songs on the OST are just named after some random creature. Garbage worms. White lizard and orange lizard. Fun fact about Rivulet, their gills are not the same depending on which direction you move. They always kind of lean to the right, even if, like, regardless of which direction you're moving. I mean to do that backflip, but I don't actually think it made that much of a difference. Oh, thank you for that. This might be too loud. Oh, this is orange lizard right here. I always feel like this room is has the loudest ambience. I'd like to pick up a weapon. This guy's gonna be chasing after me. This is so scuffed. I totally didn't take the right path there, but we just were in the way. Passages. I'll have to see what the time loss is after this. I don't really know how much time loss I can take to still get the time that I want. Like, that was pretty bad. But you're not going to see it on the splits because those are old splits and they're going to be slower anyway. Oh, that's another mistake. Oh, echo theme. I spent like a good chunk of yesterday practicing AI hops because I wanted to use them more in this run, but still messing that up. It's just hard to, you know, it's easy in like in an arena to like practice a bunch of AI hops back to back. Like, okay, this isn't that bad, but then in a real run suddenly you have to like chain it together with all of your under movements. Like spontaneous AI hop is a lot harder. I could do some here. That's really bad. And despite all those mistakes, here's like a 12-second time save. So that's the comparison. Yeah, maybe it'd be nice to finish at least one run to have like a split comparison. Oh yeah, there's plenty of pull hops. Actually, that's kind of a lie, but I do make use of them. Also notice that I was 30 seconds ahead of the rain, even after entering the shelter. Also, you can assume that everyone here has played Saints, or at least is aware of it, because like no need to avoid spoilers basically. Pick up a rock. That's kind of out of the way and it's annoying. Welcome to one of the hardest parts of the run, right here. I messed that up totally, but still fine. When is I'm never playing Pain Cat. It's not gonna happen. Also, what? I've never heard of that. Rivulet has this funny ability to pull hop in every single state. Because normally you can only pull hop when you're standing up, right? But Rivulet can do a pull hop out of a pounce, out of a backflip, out of a whiplash. You know, you can do whatever and still pull hop. Another thing that I'd like to I guess this is kind of an announcement. I'm like dedicated to the grind. I want to get like the best speedrun I possibly can for this category. So, oops. I'm going to be streaming this speedrun until I get the time that I'm satisfied with. And not on my regular schedule. I will. So if I don't get the run that I want today, I will stream tomorrow. And if I don't get the time then, I will stream the day after that, you know. I don't know if I'll be able to keep that up for that long, and I don't know if I will have to do that long. Like maybe I'll get like the perfect run today. Maybe that will happen. Silent circles. What? Is that just out of context? So, you know, I'll see like if I want to follow through with that entirely, but you know, for now my plan is just to do like back-to-back streams until I get like the perfect run. Mostly because it's just not really a thing. It's just like not really a thing in Ran Worlds for like to get a perfect run. I feel like it's only a thing in like Survivor Any percent and Survivor Pebbles percent. I feel like those are the only perfect runs. So I kind of want to just see if I can do it. Like, can I get the perfect Rivulet run? No. I don't know why you said Silent Circles. Yeah, I did play Brokat. I did 2 streams of him. Is this the same song that just played like a few minutes ago? Oh, silent superstructure. That's so stupid. That suggests the existence of regular superstructure. You know, every time you ask me to play Noisy, I'm not gonna play it for another like week. How about that? Okay, maybe not, but I just don't want to like stop the run just to like look for one song. I'm just kind of want to keep going with this. Oh, that's wonderful. I can actually get away with not bringing 2 fruits this next area. That was turn storage for some reason. If I can find a bat fly at some point, I can still continue the run. Ideally before the wall gate. Is Randall Bingo still a thing? I think I talked about this. Maybe you just left the stream for a bit when I was saying it, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. But there are still like other events going on. Like in about a month, there's going to be a tournament. You should just go look at the in the Randall Discord to see what that is. Unless you're referring to something else. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't know what the right option was there. I'm dead. I accidentally split. Well, that might have saved. Oh, this song. No, it didn't save. Unless it did. Hold up. Yeah, it's good. Actually, I might do another enemy rando. Actually, what I wanted to do was an expedition with the hunted burden. I think that would be really good practice for the tournament because it kind of emulates the chaos of all the creatures. Whoops. So I might do a stream like that eventually. This song is Sub. And it was eventually remixed into Veiled North Star. I don't know why they didn't just use this song. I think it's better, but it's cool that they referenced it anyway. Okay, I'm just kind of annoyed by that. This is a different song. Okay. I just wanted to check. So the song that plays when you enter the gutter. I have music turned off because of that song. It just got really annoying to hear the same song every single time I did this speedrun. And like depending on how often you reset, you basically just hear that song on loop forever. But also I can't find that song in the OST anywhere, so I'm trying to figure out what the song is called. But Fragment is pretty good. I think I know where it plays. It's in that like one big room in Pipe Yard with like water along the bottom. Right? Probably got that wrong. Sump Tunnel? Sump Tunnel is where the Veiled North Star plays. Have they fixed the red centipede sending you outside the map? What? I didn't even know that was a thing. But they probably didn't fix it, because like collision stuff is still kind of broken in Downpour. Oh, it's in the original OST. Was it like one of those unused songs that they added into an area in Downpour? Probably why I couldn't find it, because I probably was looking in the Downpour OST. Pipe Yard is interesting. I think the top of the region is cool, but then the like sump tunnels and the connection to filtration is kind of awkward. And it ended up just being like slower to like move around. If you want to get from one region to another, going through Pipe Grid is usually not the fastest option, unless you're going from Industrial to Sky Islands, but that's actually pretty rare. Because you're only ever really in Sky Islands if you want to go somewhere else, right? So if you want to go to Farm Raids, it's better from Industrial just to go to Outskirts and then Farm Raids. And if you want to go to Chimney, well, you can just go up, you know. So there's rarely reason to go up to Sky Islands unless there's some specific thing that you want, like an Expedition or like a Pearl. You're the only one that likes struts. I really like that area too. The whole like exterior around Moon is actually really fun if you don't have the Pearl. And that's always the case for everything related to Speedmaster. It's pretty fun unless you have the Pearl, and then it's awful. But I actually did like going through that area on my first playthrough. I remember I spent a lot of time just running around exploring the area around the release of Downpour. I tried to jump higher to like avoid that. Pick up the fruit. Oh, this song. You know, we actually don't hear this song anymore in the run. If there wasn't a Beerus vulture. I think it's actually fine in that area because there's a lot of places to hide from them. Had real multiplayer, yeah. If anyone saw that video uploaded recently of like 12 different people doing Rainwood co-op. That's using a mod to have that many players, but it's still like very chaotic. Because it's just hard to keep all 12 players on the screen at all times. Otherwise you have to keep moving the camera around. It's a huge pain. There's going to be some times where some people just can't see what they're doing. But also the map is so big that real multiplayer would be kind of awkward. Because like you'd very rarely be actually close enough to interact with each other. It's like, what's the point of having multiplayer then? Thank you for falling down. Okay, some mistakes here and there. I was lucky with the Scion Lizard. What's that movement? But at least being able to like move freely within the like a few rooms of each other, that'd be really nice. I mean, actually, I don't know. I've never played co-op. Is this the third time this song is played? Or is this a different one this time? I love throwing in the wrong direction. Oops, don't continue. Yeah, just the way that like the game like physics simulations work just makes it really difficult for some reason. So you basically have to keep everything synced up perfectly between all the players in order for it to work. At least that's how I think it might, what might be the problem. don't even know if I've gotten past Chimney. I might want to, even if I die more, I might want to make it to the wall at least, just practice that part of the run. Since I haven't really made it there. I might want to do that, also time loss that I just did. But I might want to just practice the second half of the run, because it's been a long time since I've played with creatures as Rivulet. And like, creatures are a lot less common past Chimney, but it's still, you know, it's still relevant. Good attempts to refill karma. You know, I never thought about it like that. But ideally, you just don't lose enough karma to have to do that in the first place. You should make filtration a full region. That's pipe yard. Like half of pipe yard is just filtration. And also they also like expanded the region, so there's like more filtration rooms now compared to vanilla. So I think there's plenty enough filtration now. Okay, this is a different acro song. I'm gonna take the pearl. Okay, the fruit blocks that rock, by the way. Fruit shield. Really? Instantly? Oh. Sorry about that. Did not mean to stab you. It's not dead though. Yeah, that's such a time loss, but typical drainage activities. It's an actual labyrinth. Honestly, it's worth it to spend a little bit of time in filtration just to learn connections between areas. It's like, if you want to go from this area to this area, which rooms you go through, right? Learn that for a few different paths, and then you're good to go through filtration just by following that path that you're familiar with. Like, if I'm going to the depths from Farmerades, like Farmerades, Subterranean, filtration, I know which path to take in filtration, right? If I'm going to from shoreline to sub to filtration, I don't know which path to take. If I'm going from like pipe yard filtration, I know which path to take. I need to try a little bit harder to pick up rocks and spears in these few rooms, because I end up not having enough when I do want to use them. Okay, messing up there is not that big of a deal. There's a rock there I could have picked up, but I didn't notice it in time. I did not mean to do a slide pounce, but okay. I could do that too. Bye. You know what would be great? That actually, I don't think it's in the game. Some spoilers for Saint, by the way. If for whatever reason you haven't played that, but when you go up to Pebbles, he's playing this music pearl, but it's kind of like deteriorated. Probably because of just how long it's been played, or maybe just because of the state of Pebbles, but it's like all distorted and stuff. It'd be great if you could bring that pearl to Moon and have her repair it, and then bring it back to Pebbles so that it plays like the full song that isn't distorted. But I don't think that happens in game. I think she just tells you to give it back to him. He's sad. Damn, I should have known this bat fight would have been here and here. I could have saved like a second. Things to do in pipe guard. Leave. Oh yeah, I guess Saint already has a lot of stuff to do. Like, would you do that and then just ascend them afterwards? I guess that'd be the good end, or the alternative ending. Is it really good? It's hard to say. Saint. You have two options: either restore the music or ascend them. Got to ascend to get to Rubicon. That'd be a huge pain and really difficult to communicate. Like, you get to Rubicon and it's like, no, you can't go, but I have enough karma. Like, nope, you have to go do this other thing, but the game never wants to like explain to you how to do something or what you should do. So you just have to figure it out, probably. Good thing I grabbed the fruit and not the spear. Even though I also did that. I should be able to pick these up. Yeah, we're good. It has been argued that the snails are the worst creature in this run. But I kind of disagree. They're really annoying, but like they can't kill you. And they're at the very beginning of the run. That's unfortunate. 7 seconds. It's probably from the scavengers mostly. Yeah, taking breaks is good. I mean, it's like totally fair to really like a game and play it a lot and then stop eventually. Unless the game is like multiplayer and is like actively updated regularly, then like most people don't stick with the game forever. I'm pretty much only still playing it because I've been streaming the whole time. I think that's actually made the game a lot more interesting for me because I'm always coming up with new ideas on what to stream and what to do. Okay, really? I think the song only plays... Well, does it play in Shoreline? It either plays in Shoreline or Waterfront Facility. It might have, like, not been in the game before then. It does just play in Shoreline. I was just dumped down for no reason. Okay, this is the Waterfront Facility song then. Oh, Shoreline, is that different than Shoreline? I thought that might have been a typo. So actually, looking at the splits now, there's a number at the top, 289. And that's the total number of attempts, basically how many times I've started the split. It's an inaccurate number, by the way. It's very inaccurate. I've actually reduced that number by probably like 100 at this point. Back when I was grinding for the world record, initially, a lot of attempts, I either started accidentally. Like, I would either start the timer at the wrong time or forget to turn it on completely. Or I'd make a mistake like 2 seconds within starting to run. So then I would like stop the splits immediately. And it's like, well, that counts as an attempt even though I only spent like 5 seconds. So I deleted most of those attempts, or at least I would try to. Of course, I don't have an accurate, like, I don't know exactly how many attempts were like that. But I'm not gonna remove any of these attempts now, so the number's just gonna keep going up. We'll see what it is by the time I get the run I want. Exactly the same. The next update. Yeah, finally after all this time, Downpour gets updated and they add some new stuff to the dating sim. Also, welcome to the stream. Sucks. Gotta just take out that spider. Goodbye, Cyan. I didn't think that creatures would be that big of a problem. So all this new movement gives you so much mobility that you might just be able to avoid them entirely. Oh yeah, it did actually remember my split. So I accidentally pressed split button a while ago, and now it thinks that I'm 2 minutes behind my best time. Okay. That wasn't great. By the way, I'd like to remind everyone that there is a non-zero chance that at the very end of this run, the game will crash and I will have to reset. Just a reminder that that is something I have to worry about. Okay, that I don't know if that Centaur wing actually got in the way. Just like on the topic of bugs and stuff that they haven't fixed. There we go. What are you doing here? Okay. Actual good time. I also got that bat fly accidentally. You actually don't need that bat fly. There's plenty of food later in the run. And if I want to get a neuron fly, I actually have to not eat some other food. Maybe that does save time technically. That's like one less food that you have to eat, but video games just aren't fun anymore. Not clickbait. I know exactly what you're referring to. Or at least I think I do. There's like this trend. Is it a trend? It's kind of been here for a few years, but there's these videos that are basically saying video games just aren't fun anymore. And it's like a video about Minecraft, and it's like, man, I missed a good old... I really made it there for the first time this stream and did that. Like, you know, I remember back in the old days, you know, I mean, old days, like a few years ago, I played Minecraft with friends, and it was great. And I go back to Minecraft today, and it's just not the same anymore. And then they go on to explain that all the video games are dying. That's a big jump. The Subterranean song that plays for 2 seconds. For real. Look, it's a blue fruit colored nail. Quick tip, never interact with the rainbow community. Someone said Rainbow Downpour isn't canon. Yeah, actually, I've kind of noticed the people I see in these streams are different than the people I see in Rainbow Discords and other streams, like on Twitch. Like, even like across multiple different streamers, usually it's actually a similar set of people that I see across them. But not here. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'd say like a big chunk of the Rain World community is quite different than the feeling of these streams, I feel like. But yeah, so basically, at least from my knowledge of what this canon thing is about, basically I think that basically like Downpour is just like the devs like headcanon for like a Rain World sequel or Rain World like lore stuff, you know. So a little backstory. Basically, Andrew a few years ago created the More Slutcats mod, and just added some Slutcats, you know. And then they're like, okay, let's expand this, let's update this, and that just kind of kept going and going, and more people joined the team, you know. And eventually they had a full like DLC-sized mod that they were making, which eventually got added to the actual Rain World as DLC, and that's Downpour, right? But all of like the story and lore stuff in Downpour is just kind of stuff that Andrew made up, I assume. It's like his own headcanon. Like, I wonder what would happen in the future. I'm gonna put it into this mod that I made, and then suddenly that mod became DLC, you know? So I think this idea is that Downpour isn't canon, and it kind of exists in a separate timeline compared to actual like vanilla Rain World. And we can only ever see that by like asking like the original developers of Rain World, you know. Okay, this was very good. I mean, I know people that would disagree with that. That Rain or Downpour doesn't really fit with the base game. I think that a lot of stuff in Downpour is just kind of like the logical continuation of vanilla. Like Pebbles has the rot, and later in the timeline the rot has spread, you know, and eventually Pebbles collapses, you know. Moon has already collapsed, so in the past, what did it look like in the past before she collapsed, you know? And Downpour asks and answers simple questions like that. But other stuff like Saint, everything that happens around Saint is just like really confusing, because like Rivulet is really the end of that idea of like, let's just like continue what we know about Rain World. That ends with Rivulet, and then it goes to Saint, and that's just kind of like made up completely. Gourmand is really bizarre. Some of the like iterator interactions in Spear Master's campaign are also probably kind of made up. Okay, that wasn't great, but alright still. That was awful. I would like to keep that spear. You can have it, I suppose. What's your party? Yeah, I think that Rain World or Downpour for the most part is pretty good. They're pretty like faithful to the original. Hello? Movement that I've never messed up. Oh no, I'm 30 seconds behind. Oh, that's annoying. It's still a good amount slower than last time. Actually, only by 2 seconds, so it's still good. Just remind me to not, like, jump to my death. Did I jump to my death? Okay, thank you for telling me. Can we discuss something else? I agree. Okay, good grub spot. Just kidding. You move. Hold strat. You're gonna have speed for that last jump. RNG right here. Oh, that's not the RNG I was talking about. Please. It's kind of slow. I think my main problem with Downpour is that it doesn't really answer any questions. It answers like a handful of questions here and there, but are kind of just like obvious. Like before Moon collapsed, she was not collapsed, and after Pebbles got the rot spreads and he collapses, you know. And then like the whole like thing with Rivulet taking the refraction cell and bringing it from Pebbles to Moon, that's like all completely new to Downpour, and also completely includes in Downpour, you know. But there's a lot of questions that are still unanswered. And I think that, you know, when there's Rainbow DLC announced, you know, we expect a lot of questions to be answered and things to be like, we want to like figure things out that we didn't get to understand in base Rainworld. But then the DLC kind of just ends up creating its own questions and answers and not really like giving us like the real information that we want. And now we're still just kind of left to speculate about a bunch of stuff. Just kind of like we were before Downpour. Do I do the trick? Actually, I'm gonna go for it. Nope. Not that fast. Okay, we're taking this path. I never go this way on speedruns, but I was forced up here and I didn't want to backtrack. I wonder if that's a huge time loss. Really talking that much. I'm just trying to focus. This is actually going pretty well. Activating at the very end of that water part. Nice song. Gold split, gold split. Getting a few of those in these attempts. I still don't think this. I don't even know if this is enough for the time that I want. It might not be. There are still some like mistakes. That might sound kind of crazy. Like, oh man, I made mistakes. That means it's not good enough. I don't know. Maybe this is a crazy goal. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Excuse me. It's very rude. Oh, that's fall damage. Okay. I'm gonna spend a moment looking at chat because I missed a lot. Oh yeah, a whole lot. I think there's some game-breaking tech out there. Maybe. I mean, there's been some like interesting things discovered with like slug pups or squidcadas, like spear pinning them and then like going between rooms can lead to some like jank teleporting. But it's really complicated to set up, and I don't think it's actually practical. Alright. I'm not gonna be too sad about losing runs like that. Because, you know, this might go on for like a week. You know, one last attempt, like only just a bit above an hour into doing attempts, you know. We're gonna get that a lot more often. And that was just kind of RNG. I mean, partially RNG, partially my own mistake. There was just a DLO right there in the way. And my strategy usually involves going right through that way, so I didn't really know what to do. But I didn't expect to take fall damage, actually. Or die from fall damage, specifically. I hope you guys don't have much like secondhand anxiety. Oh, that's fun. By beating in? What's in? Never heard of that before. Okay, I'm not used to grabbing these fruit right off the start. Good luck. Thumbs up emoji. Thank you. Also, welcome to the stream. Back to karma caching and drainage system. Funny thing, earlier in the stream, I said that, you know, right when I died when entering the wall, I was like, damn, that's the first time I made it to the wall of the stream. But I think I totally forgot the other time where I died later in Underhang that I just forgot about. And I was reminded of it when I went through that room in Underhang. Like, oh yeah, I did die here earlier in the stream. I guess that was a time where I could have continued. Dying in the leg, I could have kept going just to practice the second half of the run. Was he about to throw a spear? I think I might have seen that for a few frames. In which case the pearl actually helped out. Oh, thank you. If you grab onto a bubble fruit, you have to spam grab to pick it up once it pops. It immediately leaves your hands. It also pushes you around, which is annoying, but doesn't really affect you when you're underwater. Funny song. That was a really bad backflip. I sure do love the lag. You know, I've been having this problem. It's pretty noticeable in these runs. When I was doing no creature runs for practice, there wasn't really that much lag. But now that there are creatures, I think it's lagging again. I don't know why. I feel like some people play this game without any lag at all, and I don't know if it's because they have better computers or if it's just because something's janked with my computer that doesn't like Rain World. Or maybe it's because I'm also streaming at the same time. And also, like, I have YouTube videos on the side. For the music. All of that was very bad. And this new movement in the gutter is still like still kind of hard to get used to. For FPS like 100% of the time. Right now it's hovering. Okay, I'm not paying attention trying to look at this. Right now it's at about 120 FPS. 180. It should be at 144. But maybe it is because I'm trying to push the frame rate higher. Like maybe if I just stuck to 60 it would work better. So I did have it at 60 for a while and I decided to change it back, but don't really get any lag. I feel like it's especially noticeable in like new downpour regions. Like entering, or actually subterranean too. Subterranean is super laggy. Also, this is very slow. Kind of distracted. That's wonderful. I was behind anyway. I can try doing one thing that might make the lag better. Don't talk much. I mean, I stop talking if I have made some progress, but I'm fine with talking pretty much anywhere before the wall. And I had already made like a bunch of mistakes that run. But like the gutter is very laggy. And I've actually kind of got used to when the lag happens. Like specifically the first pole that you climb when entering the gutter. It lags like right at the end of that pole. Consistently. Well, not all the time, but if there is a lag spike, it happens right there and it sometimes makes me mess up the jump. Like right now, it's perfectly smooth in these rooms right here. Actually at about 130 FPS. Stupid snails. Yeah, I think this does play in Journey's End. It sounds like it would. Either that or like something relating to Moon, I feel like. On the tree. Right. That tree. I guess rather relating to Five Pebbles now. He's just hanging out in the background. I'll look at the frame rate at the bottom of the gutter, see what it is there. Oh no, they're just mad at me. Only I had a pearl to give them. Thank you for that. Yeah, decent start. Not really decent, but you know, I'll take it with the scavengers. It's still working. It heard me talking about the frame rate. It's like, oh, I gotta work harder now. Okay. Oh, best song in the game. Man. Happening a few times. Can't even see what I'm doing. Like right on the border of the camera transition. Goodness. Okay, a little bit about the planks. I forgot what to do here. The plank is very fast. It's definitely the fastest way to do the room. But I'm really inconsistent at it. Maybe it's just because I haven't really been practicing it, but I feel like I've never been able to get the plank to the point where I can do it in every single run. And even if you get the plank, you might go in the wrong direction and slam into a wall. You might go too high and you spend a lot of time falling back down, or you might grab a pole early, or you know, there might be a creature in the pool, so you can't do the plank because they're just in the way. It's inconsistent. And I guess actually the alternative strategy that I'm using is also inconsistent, but the only reason that I'm not going for the plank, even though I've been saying that I'm going for a perfect run, question marks, I found a strat that saves, or that is only 3 seconds slower than a average plank. So I timed a bunch of ways to do that room, and that strategy was only 3 seconds behind. And I believe the old strategy that I used to use as an alternative to the plank was 5 seconds slower, or maybe even slower than that. But like, I was like 3 seconds is like not that much for like significantly more consistency, but I guess maybe not because I have been messing that one up too. poly room that I could use some more practice on. I might go back to practice runs if I don't get a good run in the next few attempts. That's probably a good idea for these streams, instead of just grinding out attempts after attempts, you know. Every once in a while I could do a practice run just to familiarize myself with the later half parts of the run. Also time loss there because I wasn't paying attention. Let's go. Maybe I should go for plinks if I like make a mistake early on in the run. So plink is an opportunity to make back some of that time. But if you're already on good pace, I don't think it's worth going for it. It's just putting a good run at risk. Although there is the potential of getting an even better run to like not make mistakes and make the plink. But I feel like it rarely works out. At least in my experience. Maybe some other players have gotten the plink more consistent. I missed this comment. Which places do you like the most? If you want to know my answer, you should look at the very beginning of all my streams. Because I have a little like video that I have recorded that I play at the very beginning of the stream. And those locations are usually like my favorite parts. Every once in a while I change out the video. So you have to look at a lot of different streams, find them all. Thank you guys. I have churn storage. That was a lot worse. I don't know why. Was it... I might have not karma cashed correctly. That might have been it. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have the best memory when it comes to these speedruns. Maybe that's just how it is because I'm doing the same thing many, many times in a row, so like they kind of blend together between attempts. That was a lag spike right there that prevented me from doing a wall or a backflip. Oh, great. Okay. Well, goodbye, time. The song. Smartest scion. This song starts playing and like 3 of you just show up. Oh wow, this song. Where's Rivulet's intro animation? Okay, I have a question for you. The beginning of the game, it kind of sets up this quest for you, where the survivor is separated from their family, and it kind of seems like, okay, your goal is to try to reunite with them, you know? You're now lost in this world and you need to go find your family. And if you've played the game, you know that that doesn't really happen. You know, you end up, like, exploring, not finding any other slug cats. You stumble into massive supercomputers and you end up, like, jumping into a pit of acid, right? That's Survivor's campaign. But at the end of the Void Sea, you know, the animation that you see then is the survivor seeing what looks like a large tree with that has a bunch of slug cats in it, right? Which actually looks a whole lot like the tree in Outer Expanse, right? The slug cat tree, you know? Which is presumably where all the slug cats lived. Yeah, speaking of the void. So my question is, some people finish the game, you know, some people finish the regular Void Sea ending, and they're like, okay, we beat the game, but we didn't get to reunite with our family, right? You never actually do meet those other slug cats. So like, does it feel like the quest that is kind of set up at the beginning of the game is never fulfilled? Like, oh, like, it seems like you initially have to go find your family, but then you never do. And you end up getting sidetracked with all the stuff with the iterators and the Void Sea, right? I'm just kind of wondering how you guys feel about that. Some people say that it's like strange that that initial story never really gets continued, and that you kind of just like go do this other thing for no reason, you know? But also, you know, you could say that the Void Sea is that it is when you reunite with your family, right? You get to see them in the Void Sea. Except for maybe that the Void Sea is kind of like a vision. Like, it doesn't actually happen. It's just like you get to see what you want, you know? So the slug cat or the survivor wants to meet with their family again, and so that's what they see when they enter the Void Sea. Our storage. Ooh, snail right there. That usually doesn't happen. Also, I've yet to see a red spider in this room, which can happen. Okay, that was actually fast. Best Echo song? Okay. Just picked up that rock, but I couldn't see it. Oh no. Okay, goodbye, Batfly. Poor guy gets carried across half the region only to die. Just dropped on the floor, not even eating. That sound right there, that like whistle, I really like that. Oh, that's a lizard. Okay, best pace so far. No pressure. Forgot to do bounce there, whatever. Oh, okay, that's convenient. Worried that I would have to go up there to grab a grub. Mistakes. Focus limbo song plays. Oh, alt strat. This is gonna be bad. Just kidding. Thank you. I didn't see them on the first screen, so I felt like they were gonna be in the way. No pressure. At least this is a nice song with this. First gravity turns off then. Or I guess it turns on. Don't reach me with that tentacle. Oh, big jump. Oh. Why are you doing this? Really don't like this room, but that's fine. Oh dear. It's fine, I'm aligning the cycles. It's all on purpose. Actually, genuinely, that mistake might have like changed the way the cycles work in the rest of this region, which might have made it easier later. Like, I actually don't know if my mistake is really a time loss. Okay, now it is. No? Oh. Oh, come on. Yep, 10 seconds. Heard that. That might have been a wall pounce. Maybe go backwards there. This song plays at the beginning of Artificer's campaign. The very, very beginning. Goodbye, time save. Oh yeah, grab onto the rot too. I've never taken fall damage there before. I'm gonna continue. I need practice for the later parts of the run. Made a lot of mistakes in the rot. And that's why I think, you know, I just need a lot of practice just doing real attempts. I can get used to the stress of being on good pace, because I'm sure that like actual speedrunners kind of get used to it. It's a point where you've done enough speedruns and you've gotten enough good runs and where you're no longer stressed out by being on good pace. It's just like you're just kind of used to it, you know? I need that kind of experience too. And I still hit the ceiling. So, don't worry too much about like, or don't stress out too much about like if I'm gonna die or lose a good run, you know? I'm kind of expecting it. Oh. I thought you were able to release yourself from those kind of situations. Hello, welcome to the stream. I already lost the run earlier, so that's our, well, I guess I still need to worry about karma. But I can still get to the shaded or the shoreline gate. A funny thing, I actually don't know what sub 28 pace is. I'm just doing runs, you know, and maybe one time when I finish, I'll just see the timer be below 28. That's how I see it right now. But generally, if I make like a bunch of big mistakes, I will reset. Oh, okay. First time dying there. Oh. Here's Metropolis. World record pace doesn't really mean much, because I'm going for a time more than a minute faster than the world record. So I could be on world record pace and still be like 20 seconds behind my goal, you know? And I guess I should kind of clarify this goal. I'm going for a sub 28 run, below 28 minutes, which is going to be very difficult. I'm aware of that. Because just below 28 minutes is what I was able to achieve in practice runs with no creatures. So now that I have to deal with creatures, I have to like basically replicate that run while still dealing with creatures that could be in the way. Mainly in like drainage system and chimney canopy, a few other places where there can be creatures, especially actually underhang is one of them. All these DLLs can be kind of annoying. Oh. Ah. Kind of wonder how I'm expecting to finish a run if I'm dying so much here. I guess there's no longer like the pressure to try to, you know, focus and pay attention to everything. Why not just shade skip? Then perform acid skip. I wonder why there's so many Hollow Knight references. That's strange. We just look at the most regions available. Gourmand. Because Gourmand has outer expanse, submerged superstructure, and then all like the base game regions, right? Or maybe it's like Spearmaster, or because Spearmaster has like, well, yeah, I don't know. Survivor, Monk, and Gourmand. Okay. Because usually, like, the later campaigns kind of take away regions. Like, Riv doesn't have access to... Whoops, I totally mistimed that. I'm gonna go back. Riv doesn't have access to Metropolis or Outer Expanse. Saint doesn't have access to a lot of regions. And only, like, one new one. Yep, don't mind me. Hollow Knight low percent world record holder in the chat right now. Also, Saint low percent world record holder and Paincat low percent world record holder. Former, oh damn. Like, who cares about Rain World? That's a tongue twister. Rain World records. Literally anyone can do a Gourmand speedrun and get world record without much effort. And someone could probably do a Spearmaster speedrun in Chinese and get a world record too. Wow. Yeah, let's hug the wall to not take fall damage and then take fall damage anyway. Also Artificer. That's a pretty, well, it's an easier world record if you grind it out for a long time. There's like a good 2 or 3 minutes to save if you just like get through every room cleanly. It's the new shaded blabbing. Maybe depending on if you posted something new in the past like 2 hours, or if I've just missed a random message. But I guess you'll see when I go through here. This jump is still very hard. That was that deal. I'm still not really a fan of this room because I feel like the best way to do it is just to wait for the reflectance cell. Like you make it over here and you just like sit. Although you can do something here. I messed it up. I'm thinking of trying to do like a turnaround and then jump and then activate the reflection cell so that you get the turnaround speed. That was very messy. Also, this room, I don't really know what to do. Also, the jump out of water there is kind of inconsistent. Which slide pounce there. Thank you, spider. So you activate it like here? Then you just skip this entire climbing section. I don't know if that wall pounce is worth doing. And then you can do this funny jump. Just kidding. I want to practice this. There might be a way you can like get the reflection cell to stay on for this. Whoops, I might have done that wrong. Let's see now. I mean, I can't keep going anyway. So you don't even activate for the kelp? You just keep moving forward normally? Why is my profile... I take a wild guess. Actually don't. It's well, it's based on my name. So okay, I guess I'll look at that. I have to open Discord though. Wow, there's a lot of people here. I like to have Discord closed for streams. Maybe it helps with lag. I don't know. How the heck do you search? Okay, I'll have to look for this menu. Cause I'm wondering, like in, like that later or in shaded. Do you just like jump over the water, or do you swim a little bit? Like I'm not sure what the best way to move across those rooms. Just jumping across the water is kind of awkward. I feel like using the orb would just be faster. I don't have a Discord server. I'm just looking at the Rainworld Discord. Okay, here's another video. I feel like... Okay, so like using the refraction cell, I'm gonna enable some mods. Let's do a little bit of practice. How about it? Work menu, dev tools, and the crown is because of the re part of the name. It's like regal. That plus argon. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. I think there might have actually been some other mods I want to enable. Or maybe not. It sure is applying changes. I want to look more into that shaded movement. I should also practice some other parts that I was struggling with in the run. I mean, partially because creatures would get in the way, and also partially because I kept messing them up. Oh, I saw splits on. Guess I can lose that. Okay. This is a fun song. Okay, Shoreline. Okay. Shoreline is probably the least optimized part of the run for me. I just kind of move forward. I really don't know how to optimize underwater movement. And especially like when to activate the refraction cell. Shaded. And then like one of these rooms, I think. Okay, this is this room. Oh gosh, nicer mice. I'm just gonna go backwards from here because I don't know which room it is. By the way, there's a rat that you can take here. Yeah, these rooms. If you have the refraction cell activated, you can. Well, actually, I guess you can use wall bounces too. But I kind of hate this room because it's annoying to climb up, and I don't even know if it's faster, but maybe this is worth looking into. And you do have to have the refraction cell activated to actually make it up there in the first place. Okay, so like say you're here, right? And the refraction cell probably just like turned off. I'll give myself one. And so you're going through here and you can't activate the cell in time. That was interesting. I don't know how to get that kind of water bounce thing. So if you're here, right, you could just pounce and then like jump across like this. And then the same for this. Should you do it there too? I don't know. You can try to do some jank with the wall pounce there, but it's weird. And then you activate it here, right? So like, if I did that better, you would be able to keep it for the one hard jump later. Sometimes the lantern mice get in the way though. I don't know if it's worth doing a pounce there. Maybe just a regular wall jump would also work. Yeah, it deactivated early. Probably like that would be good. And that's a pretty easy jump to make with the refraction cell on. But then, let's say it just turned off, okay? So the cell just turned off, you make it here. But now you don't have it active for this slide, right? Is this a big problem? Or should you just like keep moving forward anyway? I'm not exactly sure how much slower this room is without the refraction cell. High boost makes it all the way up. So try that out. Let's do it on the next platform. So here, just dropped it. Okay, if you're good, you can make it all the way up. That doesn't really seem like I'm getting any more height. I haven't done it like that before. So you slide across. You do it here. Just try to get the pull off. I guess that's still fine, right? Okay, I'm gonna try to chain all this together. Dev tools, world record. But I wanna clarify, like, why not use the refraction cell in these rooms? I guess the problem would be if you're like, you know, if you're moving forward and you make it here, and the refraction cell has not yet turned back on, you would have to just wait, right? In that case, it'd be better to just jump across, or if you're waiting on it at all. Okay, so it is like very close. What time save you actually get? So it's like not actually worth waiting. And if you like get this previous section down better, if you move through here very quickly, then you won't have it up on time. Is all of that correct? Actually, I should go back a little further. How about to this room? That's not very good. Wow, that can happen? Oh, right. Hold up. Let me look at that. So in this room, get attacked by an orange lizard. That was jank. So you make it over here, and you do like, I think I might know what you're talking about. Is it somewhere else? Not that, definitely. Is it right here? So that just doesn't work, right? I don't think you get enough distance. Like that? But that's like a really weird angle that I don't know how you get that consistent. Oh, that was a bit better. Is it right here that I should do the pounce, or like one of these higher steps? So you have to like do one here. Oh, hold up. That's kind of close to consistent. Maybe you have to tap up immediately. Could throwing the refraction cell help at all? Test that out. Not up like that. I feel like I can get used to this. And you still can't jump out of that because there's no tentacle right here. Arena song, true. And I guess, hold up. This is weird that depth was on. So if you're over here, you can, whoops. Okay, good first try. Yeah, that's actually pretty fast because you can chain a bunch of bounces together after that. And you don't have to have their effect installed on. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any good way to do this bit. The water at the bottom just makes it impossible to do any slides or stuff like that. Ow. But that just means that once you're here, you have their effect installed, right? That would like work consistently. It's probably faster than waiting for the cell to come back, right? Wait, and that's probably just faster. Doing like the slide and then activating it. Oh, not if you do that. I don't really like how this deactivates right here. But I feel like, okay, in this room, is there any reason to activate this early? Like, why not just walk over here? Actually, I know a good way to do this room. Not really, but you can do a slide pounce here. It's very precise. And then you end up right here to do this. I feel like you should just wait until here to activate the reflecting cell so that it's up for the jump later. Right? So you're here. I'm still not really good at that. Where should I start this? I guess, let me look at the map real quick. That's not a map. Oh, karma. I have to do a little bit of karma, regular sheltering. Okay, I want to practice the second half of the run. And maybe I can try to get that, that new movement down. It's kind of hard to go for world record runs when you're constantly learning new strategies. Oh, did the game crash? That's wonderful. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Or it didn't crash, but it like stopped working. Probably just go from here. Oh yeah, so the DLLs in this region, they're a huge pain. But yeah, a lot of time you can just run straight past them. And at this level, it's definitely worth it to try to do that. Otherwise you'd spend so long waiting for them. I do agree with that. But also, if anyone else wants to try this category, it's probably the safer option to just wait. I kind of feel weird about this sometimes. Like, part of these like speedruns is like, I kind of want to encourage other people to also try the speedrun. But also, if someone tries to just like replicate all the strats that I'm doing, I feel like they would struggle a lot more with the run. And it's much more reasonable to start with a simpler run and then like kind of build up like, by adding new strats over time. Also the leg, so I've always used the tunnels. That can happen. Did I just press? Okay. I always pick the tunnels just because they're decently fast and they are always like pretty safe, you know? Because there's always a risk that you just run into a DLL off screen if you don't take the tunnels. I mean, there's still that risk. You could go down a tunnel and then a DLL is just waiting for you the moment you exit. But I've never learned an alternate strategy though. I'm sure there's some like very fast way to like fall down the leg in those rooms that that's like much faster. Oh. Let me try that again. Nice thing about having dev tools on. Oh man. I feel like at this point, you know, there's still like new strategies being discovered. You know, I'm sure that that can still happen for a while. There's always going to be little things here and there that can save like 1-2 seconds. I don't know how worth it is to learn those anymore though, because every new strat that I add to the run is something that I'm more likely to mess up. You know. And like even more time than I need to spend practicing the movement. You fall. Yeah. Nope, didn't fall, but it's one over here. You can do a slide right here, but I can't get it consistently. It's nice you just go straight into the tunnel. That's faster. Like, okay, in this room, for example, you can go down here into this tunnel. Down these tunnels. Down this one. And you're here, right? I have no idea how long that takes. Alternatively, I don't even know what the alternative is. Like, you just fall down. Like, I already took fall damage. I feel like I just spent a lot of time learning exactly where to fall, exactly where to roll, and which poles to grab onto. And then there's also just a huge risk of just falling straight into one of those DLLs. Like, even after all that. I don't know. It's like only 4 seconds, too. I feel like that's not a huge thing. That's worth the amount of time of, like, learning. Just the final tunnel. Okay, do I have to go back there? I think this room is good. I like the way I do that. So right here. So compared to doing this, you'd like, what, like fall down? Oh. Well, now, I don't know if now is like the good time to test this. That? Oh, I still take fall damage there. There's not really anything good to land on. I guess you could, Rivulet? Okay. You could, like, fall into that platform and down. I think I'm fine with the tunnels, honestly. I don't like that block there that like prevents you from slide pouncing. You just run straight into it. This song. Hold up. Let me look at this for a little bit. So I'm trying to add a few small improvements to this room. You can do a roll pounce there, and then a roll pounce here. Ooh, that's not good though. You have to get a full jump right here off this like corner. I think that grabbing onto the pole still maintains a decent amount of speed, so it's probably not that bad. Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, little bonk right there. That's annoying. Okay, alternative strat for this room discovered. What the heck? Okay, that's... I feel like I can get used to that. Expedition complete. Have you tested that or that refraction cell activation? I think that's better than doing a regular like charge pounce or even a slide pounce. But maybe if fast enough you can do a wall pounce there and then go up with the refraction cell on. I don't know. I don't think doing that wall bounce is worth it. I didn't like that. I don't like waiting for that. But also, like, what else do you do here? Like, running across just like this is kind of slow. But actually, if you activate the refraction cell that late, then by the time you get into this room, you'll move very slowly, because the best way to do this is to have the refraction cell off, or else you'll bonk into the ceiling. I think it might be worth it to just not activate it at all. But then if you activate it earlier, you might not have it on for that one jump. You know, it's like really precise to get that timing, and it depends on your execution throughout the whole section. So ideally, you activate it such that it turns off right after making this jump. Unless you just want to learn it without it. I guess you can still get used to doing this without the cell on. I'm still not that great at. Or, here's a crazy idea. You can do this instead. For a crazy, like, 2-second time loss. 1 second. I guess that's possible, right? Just activate the refraction cell early so that it turns off here. Just do this instead. And then you'll have it on for this room. I'm gonna check how that timing lines up. Hello, spider. DevTools moment. Where's the speedrun where you only use the DevTools to push yourself around like that? Okay, so like right when entering this room, roughly. I'll have to get used to that. And that. Goodness. Yeah, that was really bad. But now that's off, right? Yeah, now it activates on time. You can just do this. I hope you've enjoyed the cursor being on screen this whole time. Okay, I feel like I kind of want to test that a little bit more off stream. And just like settle on one strategy to get used to, because I feel like there's like 10 different ways to do that. And just because of the way that the refraction cell works, you know, maybe the perfect way to do it means that you have to execute it the same exact way every single time. That I feel like would just be unreliable. Gotta go. Well, thanks for stopping by. Oh, for Shoreline, you mentioned something for Shoreline, right? Hold up, I want to do something. Also, is the cycle... Okay, it's the end of the cycle. Actually, no it isn't. Just boost there. Roll longer. So, hold up, like in this room? Up here? Okay, well, don't do that, but... I guess, like, just landing on that is a little bit slower. So it's good to try to clear it. You make it there in the first place. Also, you can do this. Anyone who hasn't seen this. Okay, that'll take some time to get used to. So here, is it worth it to activate the refracting cell here? You swim faster, but then this part is like kind of awkward. Anytime you aren't in the water. And you still swim pretty fast without it on. No refracting cell. And then this room, like bizarre, because you could swim across it, but then the dead fish are more annoying. If you try to jump across, they might push you forward actually. And I know it's possible if with the refracting cell on, you could just jump like this way, which might be faster. Right? Activate it in the final tunnel, so then you can swim afterwards. So I assume like right here, right? Right when you enter the water. Or, hold up, maybe earlier. Hold up, am I forgetting how this works? Okay, I skipped across that entire room. So right here. So here's the shelter. Like right here? This tunnel? Oh, then you can also climb this room faster, right? I sure love describing speedrun strategies in text in a live stream chat. It makes it really understandable. This is part of when I'm watching other speedrunners, I feel like sometimes there's like a strategy that I see that they can improve on. I'm like, oh, I want to explain this, like how they can do it better, but it's really difficult to like put it into words. Could you do that? Hold up. I kind of thought about this. Nice pounce. Oh, if only that could make it. Hold up, that actually could make it. You could totally make that jump. I don't want to grab onto the pole though. This might be way too jank to actually do in a run, if this works. Especially that. Yeah, it activated, or it turned off. I was too low on that. Can I just do that slide pounce? This is probably not a good strategy, but I kind of want to see if it's possible. I didn't do it that time. Insane if I make this. Can't even, okay, I'm trying to do jump boost. Which you crouch, you press jump, and then you stand back up. Well, I guess you don't need to stand up, but I need to do it to get into like the position to do the pounce. But if I press up, I grab onto this pole. Unless I just barely tap up, then I don't grab the pole. That's what I'm trying to do. And also you need to actually get jump boost first. You definitely can't make that. Okay, enough of that. The actual strategy is to activate it like here. The thing is that if you're underwater, I'm tempted to try to make this jump out of the water. Because it's possible. You could jump up here. I've seen it happen before. I'm trying to do a jump boost slide pounce. So here's a normal slide pounce. This is what this looks like. Try to like notice how much height that I'm getting from this. And then if I get jump boost beforehand, I jump a lot higher. You can see there. So I was trying to do it on that tiny little platform to see if I could jump all the way up here, but I feel like even if I did that, it would still be slower because of how much time you have to spend to set it up. I'm just not used to jumping out of the water with the refraction cell on, so that's what I need to practice now, because I feel like this is now the best strategy. So right here. Wow. If you get jetfished. This is why I don't like jetfish. Like, there's usually a lot more in this room because I spent so long here that the kelp has eaten a bunch of them. But usually there's more and it's very annoying. Like I've done this before and it was like not hard. Yeah, that was a bit closer. Maybe I guess I could just like stand up here and then like just do this normally. Do I need to like jump way later? Oh, maybe that's it. This might be something I should practice off stream. Yeah, probably. If you have the refraction cell on in this room though, you fall slower, so you lose a little bit of time there, but I think it's worth it in the end. Alright. Our old friend. Really weird, obscure strat you can do in this room. Over here. If there's something on the floor in the right position, like this spear right here, you can do a slide pounce, throw the cell, pick it up, extended slide, pick up the cell, and then another pounce. I do that sometimes. I feel like there's no reason not to. Oh, karma. If you get the item, then it's a free extended slide that you get. I feel like I used to do that strat, or I used to see that strat done at some point. It's probably just a more specific time that I need to get used to. Jump out of the water. Speed Riv? No way? Yes way. Well, actually no way, because this isn't a run. I'm just doing a practice, like, look at all the mods that I have enabled. This room, I hate this room. I haven't really found a good way to not take fall damage here. So one thing that I found is you can kind of hug this wall and then grab onto this pole. This is like kind of precise. Another way is just to take it really slow. Yeah, okay, let me try this. So grab this pole and then roll, I imagine is what you're saying. It's so dark in this room though, so I can't exactly see where the pole is in advance. Grab this, roll. Okay, so the vertical one. Like that. That actually was pretty good. The problem with this one though is that I don't know where the bottom of the pole is. Like it's off screen a little bit. So I need to just get used to the timing of like when do I fall and when do I tap up, right? I guess that's not really a problem, I could just learn that, but I guess that's not too bad. I can try getting used to that. Tap when the screen changes. Alright. Don't die to this kelp. On road record pace. Never done that before, nope. I'm sure there's a ton of things you could do better in submerged superstructure. Oh, like not getting jetfish stuck in here. That helps. Getting that happens. This room, you can activate the refraction cell here, and then you need to do the pole jump like first try. Rip jetfish. Honestly, glad he's gone. So you get here, then jump up. Don't mess this up. Because then this happens and you have to sit here and wait. At which point you might as well just reset. But then if you don't activate the cell in this room, you can activate it right here. And now you have it for this room and the room after. You still have to jump over the jellyfish though. But then like you can do this, and this is pretty fast too. So I don't know which activation is the best. This room is also awkward still. How many games have I done live? Like, played on stream? Like a handful. Actually quite a lot more than you can find. I've been streaming on and off for kind of a long time, but most of those streams are unlisted now. There's some random games that I streamed before Rain World, and then after Rain World, it's pretty much just Rain World, Pizza Tower, and Terraria, I think. I guess you can go look at the other things that I've done. You can grab it immediately when entering the heart? Okay. And then this is where the game crashes, and you have to reset your run. Isn't that cool? Okay, just instantly grab it. I still don't know why the game crashes here. Actually, hold up. Exception log. Is not real. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the game crashes, but if it does, then you basically have to restart, because you lose karma even if you have a karma flower, so you just need to spend a cycle. Yeah, you need to waste a cycle getting the karma back, and it loses like 30 or more seconds. This is where you get the wrong side pounds or wall pounds for no reason. I still don't know how to like control which kind you get. It's just a mystery. Hitting up. Anyway, what is this? Oh, I'm grabbing onto the pole and then. Okay, that just grabs the pole in this room though. I think in this case it doesn't really affect, like, it doesn't really help, so you always grab the pole. It could be, hold up, let me try another one. Nope, that didn't help. It could be like distance to the wall. No, not that either. Delaying it still causes the bad one. You could do that instead. Okay, the more I do it, the more it just feels completely random. I'm sorry, I'm trying all the things that you're saying. Delaying the jump input or pressing up or doing a dance beforehand for good luck. I don't know. Just climb. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just do the easier method. Get wall pouncing. When are they gonna make a category where they get rid of all the wall pounds in this room and in this run so that it's accessible to more players? This is where you can AI hop. Or you can do that. Yeah. How long did it take to get good at yeah hops? I have been practicing for maybe a year. Actually, yeah, there's a way I can check definitively. I have a run on speedrun.com. I'm not logged in. Vanilla Rain World, Pebbles percent, I believe. Actually, I can just check my own runs. So this run was done 8 months ago. Okay. 8 months ago, I did a Pebbles percent run. That was decent. It was like 10th place. But around the time that I was practicing Pebbles percent, I was interested in AI hops because the Pebbles percent world record made heavy use of them. It's like, okay, if I want to improve my Pebbles percent time, I need to get good at AI hop. So I'd say 8 months, or maybe more or less than 8 months of practicing them on and off, you know. But like, I'm still not consistent at them. You saw I'm still making mistakes. I'm sure that if I spend more time deliberately practicing AI hop specifically, I could probably get more consistent at it. I'm actually trying that right now. I want to be consistent at them. But they're definitely very difficult to get used to. This room is fun. The speed, I'm pretty sure, is determined by how long you wait to press jump after throwing, right? So ideally, you throw, wait 1 frame, and then jump. That will give a perfect AI hop. So of course, you need to get used to that 1 frame timing. Hello, man. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'll end the stream soon. But I want to... 2 mods. This one and this one. This will just take a second. I don't know, that specific timing, it just takes a lot of practice. I don't really know what to say for that, but actually getting the AI hop in the first place, I've found something that kind of makes it more consistent. Okay, well, the whiplash is really bad. Just try to avoid the whiplash because you'll actively like go backwards. So just make sure that you press throw first, and I think that helps that, but you'll still sometimes get the slow one, right? So no, it's in arena, so I'm gonna go to Rivulet. I've really liked doing this recently. And by recently, I mean literally yesterday. So the one mod gives me this room in arena mode, but another mod lets me throw rocks forever. And lets you just practice. So this is what I'm able to do in arena, like in complete isolation. Whoops. That was just from the turnaround. I'm significantly worse at AI hops when I need to do them in an actual run. Of course, because it's like spontaneous, you know. I guess if you care about practicing them, this helps, I suppose. Or if anything, just the throw movement mod that lets you throw rocks forever. This is nice, so you can just always practice some without needing to pick up rocks repeatedly. I've also gotten the pounce consistent. It's actually really easy to just do them on the same frame. So you just press throw and jump at the same time. You can also give this jump boost. Oops, if I do it correctly. Yeah, there we go. So just do this a bunch, I guess. If you care about hops, they're probably not necessary as Rivulet because you can just you know, slide pounce or extended slide is still really fast. I actually checked in this room. Doing EI hops is a bit over 25% faster than extended slides. But something that I discovered that helps a bit is after doing the slide, like, okay, so when you do the slide, you're facing forward, right? So if you throw forward. But if you tap backwards, you are technically now looking backwards. So slide, tap backwards, and you can throw. So I'm tapping backwards way before I'm actually pressing the throw input. Well, not way before, but like a little bit before. So you can kind of press back independently. And then you need to just slide, tap backwards, and then you just need to focus on the throw jump inputs. So I'm actually doing like something really simple here. I'm just doing a slide, tap backwards, throw, or slide, tap backwards. And then I'm focusing on just the throw and jump inputs. You don't even need to hold forward. I'm not holding forward. So it's basically just 2 set of inputs that you need to do here. Trying to hold the back input. You don't need to hold it. Yeah, you just tap. So it's kind of like do a slide and then tap back, throw jump. And then at that point you can just like hold forward if you want. You can also tap down, which I think is a different move. Like a crouch. I don't know, there's some crazy name for it. Anyway, that's enough of this. But I really recommend that throw movement mod. Practice. I mean, even just for practicing like extended slides. Just being able to have a rock at all times. You just need to swallow a rock and this will work. Other random things. But for Rivulet, yeah, hops are not necessary. There's like three times you can use it in the whole run. I guess you could use it more if you really want to optimize it. Like at the top of chimney, there's a few places you can do it. Anyway, I've been going for long enough. So tomorrow I will do the same thing. I will also stream Rivulet speedruns. That's my plan. Maybe I'll go back to practice. I don't know if I want to go for more attempts until I have this new movement down, because I'm still discovering stuff. Yeah, expect another stream tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.